Welcome back. Today's topic, we're going to talk about flying monkeys. Well, when you think about the term flying monkeys, what comes to my mind is the book and the movie The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, where you have the Wicked Witch of the West, and she has all her flying monkeys do her evil bidding for her. Her flying monkeys retrieve Dorothy from the Wonderful Wizard of Oz and all of her friends, and they take her to the witch so she can abuse them and do whatever she wants with them. That is where the term flying monkeys originates from. Flying monkeys is a metaphor that we use in psychology. It is not an actual psychologically approved term, as it were. It's not a textbook term that can be defined. It's more of a metaphor that we use in psychology circles to illustrate the people that abusers enable to abuse their victims. So there may be one or two flying monkeys, there may be a dozen or more flying monkeys, depending on the complexity of the manipulation, the complexity of the subject matter involved, especially when there's financial matters. There can be a lot of flying monkeys manipulated by the primary abuser. Usually it's a narcissist who will employ these flying monkeys to abuse their victims. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you have not seen The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, it's a good movie, actually. It's pretty good. And the Wicked Witch of the West has her flying monkeys that go out and do her evil bidding for her and create chaos and so on and so forth. So that's where the metaphor stems from. It originates from that movie and book, and we use it in circles of psychology to refer to those people who the narcissist or sociopath, whatever type of personality disorder the abuser has, enables these people to abuse their victims. So, that being said, I'm sure you've felt trapped in a toxic relationship in your life. That's probably why you're on this channel now, searching for terms related to the subject matter. That's probably how you ended up here. You've probably felt trapped in a toxic relationship for some time. Maybe in the past you have. Maybe you have found your way to escaping from it by way of estrangement or whichever method you've chosen, no contact. Sometimes when you feel like the abuse is never going to end, and the people around you, even your own family members, may seem blind to the abuse. They seem blind to the abuse. That's the operative word, being seem blind to the abuse. They may be flying monkeys. Your mother and your father might be flying monkeys that your sister, the abuser, has enabled to carry out her bidding onto the victim. In my case, it was me. So, classic example. My mother and father were flying monkeys. My sister, 12 years my senior, was the abuser. She was basically, for lack of a better term, she was the Wicked Witch of the West. And my parents were her flying monkeys. And they used gaslighting, as I've alluded to in my previous video, gaslighting to confuse me. And that's what they will do. That's what all narcissists will do in most cases, especially when it's involving more complicated things such as financial trust documents or anything like that. They will get as many people involved. They will get as many flying monkeys as possible involved to step on board with them so they can use these people as a proxy for the abuse toward their victims. So basically, these flying monkeys are manipulated and coerced. Okay, they're manipulated and coerced by the abuser to carry out their bidding. Okay? And quite often the flying monkeys will appear innocent. They'll even caring. They may seem caring, empathic, innocent, but don't be fooled by that. They're simply another tool in the emotional abuse arsenal that you're being subject to. So, unfortunately, flying monkeys can be friends. As I mentioned earlier, they can be family members, and even complete strangers that you've never met before, but you may have been referred to talk to about certain financial or legal obligations, whatever the case may be. But essentially, these flying monkeys, it's important to remember that they're not innocent bystanders in the abuse. Make no mistake about it. They're part of the whole cycle of abuse. They're encapsulated in the abuse process that the originator of the abuse has started. Okay, they have actually been deceived by the abuser's manipulation and charm to abuse you by proxy. So, although they may not be aware of the original abuser's intentions towards the victim, towards you, they take part in the abuse, regardless of knowing the original manipulator's intentions toward the victim. So they tend to believe the abuser's version of events without questioning or considering your perspective, without questioning or considering the victim's perspective. They're on the abuser's side. They're on the Wicked Witch of the West's side. They are the Wicked Witch of the West's flying monkeys. Make sense? Think about that for a bit. Think about if you've been in that situation and how it feels. You feel like no matter who you explain your situation to, they may seem empathic, but ultimately they'll still carry out the bidding of the Wicked Witch of the West. They'll still carry out the bidding of the abuser's wishes to hurt you, to incapacitate you, to doubt your perception of reality. Terrible. It is a terrible thing. Very confusing. It's bad enough when you're being abused directly by the abuser. But when there's all these other parties involved, these flying monkeys, and they're all on the abuser's side, and they have been coerced by the abuser to abuse you, but the charm and charismatic nature of the abuser to manipulate these flying monkeys and to do their bidding is what is so insidious and subtle to the flying monkeys that even the flying monkeys don't realize why they're treating you the way they're treating you, because they don't actually know the true intention or truth from the Wicked Witch of the West. What's the Wicked Witch of the West's true intentions? The flying monkeys don't really know. They just do the bidding. So the abusers are very charismatic and charming insofar as they know how to manipulate everyone around them. So even those flying monkeys that this abuser has hired or works for to abuse you, they don't even know the truth of your relationship with the abuser or any of the truth at all about anything. They're just carrying out the bidding of the abuser. Everyone is manipulated, even the flying monkeys. Think about that. Think about that. And how it is an incredible thing how you can feel trapped by the abuser. You can feel trapped by them, by the flying monkeys that they hire. They're surrounding you. They're everywhere. Their words and actions perpetuate the abuse, and you can start to doubt your own perceptions of reality, your own experiences. Your very sanity is teetering on the edge. Flying monkeys, make no mistake, they may seem like they're your friends. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't approved by the trust for that amount of money for X, Y, and Z. But we'll try and rectify that. We just need a few more documents from you. And on and on and on. Or something to that effect. They'll make up a story like they're being empathic, but there's no empathy. Make no mistake about it. They're being told every communication you have with the flying monkey, before the flying monkey responds to your communication, the abuser says, first tell me what they said. First tell me what the victim said to you, and then I will tell you what to say to the victim. See how it works? They're just henchmen. Flying monkeys are henchmen. They are extensions of the narcissist's arsenal of tools. They are an arsenal of tools at the narcissist's disposal to abuse their victim. But make no mistake about it, these flying monkeys are not innocent bystanders. As I've said, they are not innocent bystanders. Even though they don't know the truth themselves about what's really going on and why they've been told to abuse you, they got on board. Okay? They had a choice, and they chose to align themselves with the abuser. They become complicit in perpetuating the cycle of abuse. So that being said, you must, in order to recognize, in order to escape and empower yourself in these terribly confusing situations where you feel isolated and totally alone, you need to recognize the presence of flying monkeys. You need to recognize the presence of flying monkeys in your life. Now, I know that this task seems daunting. It is daunting. It is a daunting task. It is stressful. It'll teeter you right onto the edge of sanity, your very sanity. But you can break free from their grip. First, seek support from therapists, individuals that you trust in your life. Watch videos like this. There's lots of people like me online talking about the same subject matter, and I'm so glad to see there's so many people talking about it in the open now. These are the kind of things that we need to bring out in the open, so people can have better mental stability, clarity in their thinking. The thought process gets so clouded. You can't think straight. You can't finish your school. You can't hold down a job. You can't... The list goes on and on and on because you're being abused. So the more that of these types of videos you watch, maybe you find that empowering to hear that other people are going through exactly what you're going through. Validation is very important. People who validate your experiences and empower you to leave these toxic relationships with the flying monkeys in your life. Those are the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. You're not alone. There is hope. There is hope. You are not alone. You can remove yourself from the influence of these flying monkeys. You can reclaim your power. Start your journey towards healing and feeling better. You deserve that. You deserve so much more. And a life free from emotional abuse. Think about it. Think about your life. What it would be like without all these flying monkeys around you, making you doubt your own reality, your own sanity. I know you can do it. I did it. It's been 10 plus years for me. I've still been on the receiving end of hoovering, and we'll talk about hoovering in another video. I'm slowly progressing through these videos to show you the terms that are used in circles of counseling and psychology to metaphorically relate to the types of individuals that victims often find themselves, unfortunately, enmeshed with in their daily lives. which causes incredible stress. It raises your blood pressure. You get confused. Your perception of reality, etc., gets so blurred. Thank you for watching this video. I want you to know that your voice matters and your experiences are valid. Again, that's why I make these videos. Your experiences are valid. Your voice is important. Your voice matters. I hope you found this information useful. If so, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll try to put out some more empowering content for you. Thank you for watching.